All right, let's talk about interviews. You know that feeling, right? That pre-interview anxiety? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to toss out the old rule book and give you a modern playbook to turn all that stress into some serious, rock-solid confidence. We're talking about how to dominate your next interview.
So, what's the secret? What really separates a good candidate from a truly unforgettable one? I mean, that's the big question, right? And listen, it's not just about having a perfect resume. It's about your performance, your strategy, and your mindset. And that difference, that's exactly what we're going to break down right here, right now.
Okay, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to build your foundation. Then, we'll dive into mastering the conversation itself. After that, I'll show you how to turn the tables with your own questions. This is a big one. And finally, we'll cover those critical pitfalls you absolutely, positively have to avoid.
All right, let's kick things off. Part 1, building your foundation. Look, interview success, it starts way before you even walk in the door. It all begins with a super clear understanding of the value you bring to the table and, crucially, how to talk about it.
I want you to think about your professional profile like it's a three-legged stool. It's got to be balanced. You've got your soft skills, you've got your hard skills, and then you've got this keen awareness of the red flags, the disqualifiers that can just knock the whole thing over. You need all three to stay standing.
So, soft skills, hard skills. What's the actual difference? Well, your hard skills are your technical chops, right? The what you can do, like coding or data analysis. But the soft skills, that's the how you work with people, how you solve problems, how you communicate. And here's the thing, employers might hire you for your hard skills, but they promote you and keep you because of your soft skills.
And look, these are not just buzzwords you throw on a resume. Being a great communicator really means making complicated stuff sound simple. Critical thinking, that means you don't just take the data at face value, you dig deeper. And adaptability, man, in today's world, that's basically your superpower.
Okay, now for the hard skills. It's all about the specifics here. It's not enough to just say you know data. Can you write complex SQL queries? Can you build a dashboard in Tableau or Power BI that actually tells a compelling story? This is the tangible proof of what you can do. All right, foundation is built. You know your value. Now, let's get into part 2, mastering the conversation. This is where the magic happens. It's where you bring all that value to life and prove you're the right person for the job.
Let's start with a classic, shall we? The what's your greatest weakness question. Please, whatever you do, don't say, I'm a perfectionist. It's such a tired cliche. Instead, reframe it. Talk about taking pride in delivering high-quality, efficient work. See? That's confident, it's self-aware, and it turns a potential negative into a huge professional strength.
So what happens if they ask about something you don't know? Saying, I don't have experience in that is like hitting a brick wall. It's a total conversation stopper. But try this. I haven't had the chance to do that yet. That's honest, and when you follow it up with your excitement to learn, you're showcasing that key soft skill we talked about, adaptability. You're not defined by what you don't know, you're defined by how fast you can learn it.
You got to avoid vague claims like, oh yeah, I did everything on my last project. Honestly, it just sounds arrogant and tells the interviewer absolutely nothing. You have to be specific. Name the project, explain exactly what you did, and, most importantly, quantify the impact. That's what makes your experience stick in their mind.
And this one's huge. There's a big difference between desperation and genuine enthusiasm. Saying, I just really want to work here doesn't really sell you. But when you connect your specific skills to their specific goals, whoa, that shows you've done your homework and you're ready to make an impact from day one. Okay, we've now reached what I think is the most underestimated and honestly the most powerful part of any interview. We're talking about turning the tables. Because the questions you ask say way more about you than any answer you could ever give.
This is your moment to shift the entire dynamic of the room. You stop being just a candidate answering questions and you become an active evaluator. Asking smart, insightful questions proves you're not just looking for any job, you're looking for the right job. And just like that, an interrogation turns into a real two-way conversation.
So, let's get tactical. What should you ask? Try asking about what failure looks like in the role. It's a bold move, and it shows you're serious about success. Asking how success is measured beyond the obvious metrics, that shows you think strategically. And asking how the position has evolved over time, that tells you if you're looking at a dead-end job or a real career path.
Okay, now let's talk about culture. Asking how the team handled a failed project, that's a brilliant stress test. Do they point fingers,
or do they learn and grow? Asking for the company culture in just 3 words. It cuts right through all the corporate fluff. And my favorite? What makes people stay here? That gets you past the sales pitch and straight to the real reasons people stick around.
All right, we're in the home stretch. Final section. We've built you all the way up, but listen, it can all come crashing down with one wrong move. So let's talk about the absolute critical pitfalls, the interview enders.
Seriously. A fantastic interview can be completely torpedoed in a single moment by one of these mistakes.
For any hiring manager, these are giant red flags. Getting defensive when they challenge you, it just screams uncoachable. Hiding behind a ton of jargon, it shows you can't communicate clearly. And focusing only on the technical stuff without connecting it to the business goals, that's a classic deal breaker. It shows you care more about the tech than the results.
And last but not least, the golden rule. No matter how terrible your last job was, you never, ever, ever speak badly about a past employer. It doesn't make them look bad. It makes you look unprofessional and negative. Full stop. End of story.
So, what's the big takeaway here? It's this. Stop thinking of your next interview as some scary test you have to pass. It's not. It's a professional conversation. It's a two-way street. And with this playbook in your back pocket, you're not just ready to participate. You are ready to lead it. Now go get 'em.